Hello, Anointed Ones, and welcome back to Anointed TV. Today, we have a significant update on the case of Robert Morris, the disgraced founder of Gateway Church. Morris surrendered to authorities in Osage County, Oklahoma, on the 17th of March morning after being indicted last week on child tax charges stemming from the 1980s. Let's dive into the details. According to a booking sheet, Morris walked into the Osage County Sheriff's Office just before 8 a.m. today. He was accompanied by his attorney, Oklahoma City criminal defense lawyer Mac Martin, and a bail bondsman. Morris was taken into custody, handcuffed, and had his mugshot taken. He then underwent a special arraignment, as confirmed by a clerk in Judge Cindy Pickerel's office. Sources close to the investigation revealed that during the arraignment, the judge entered a plea of not guilty on Morris's behalf. The 63-year-old was released on a $50,000 bail bond and is scheduled to appear at a preliminary hearing on May 9th. This development comes after Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond filed a 5-page indictment against Morris last Thursday. The indictment accuses Morris of sensual misconduct involving a 12-year-old Oklahoma Cindy Clemisher, beginning on Christmas night in 1982. Clemisher, now an adult woman and grandmother, went public with her allegations on June 14, 2024. Days later, Morris stepped down from Gateway Church, one of the largest megachurches in the country. In her own words, Cindy Clemisher recounts the pain and confusion she endured as a child and the decades it took for her to fully understand what happened to her. She said,
It took me, like I said, it took me 18 years from when I told to be able to call abuse and that he molested me, to accept those words, to finally understand that that is abuse and really evil and actually a crime. And I was angry about it.
Clemisher also shared how her counselor helped her process the trauma. She recalled,
My counselor used to say, I can remember her asking me when I was probably 28 or 29, have you ever been angry about this? Even when I told her the first time, I think she was surprised that I didn't know that it was a crime.
Clemisher detailed the night the alleged abuse began Christmas night in 1982. She said,
So on Christmas 1982, we left my grandmother's house in Tulsa and went to the airport and picked Robert and his dad up. And that's about an hour drive back to our house. And it was evening. It was dark outside. And when we got home, everybody unloaded the car, whether it was gifts or their luggage or whatever. And he told me when we were still unloading the car, before you go to sleep, come in my room. I want to talk to you. And I mean, I was 12 years old. I just did not even think anything of that.
Clemisher described how the SA escalated over the next 4.5 years. She said,
And from then on, it was just anytime they came to our house or we went to their house or anytime we were all together, there was always some form of touching, kissing. What I now know as an adult is considered instrumentation because he would use his hands and fingers, and that went on until I finally told. So 4.5 years of that.
She also shared the confusion she felt as a child and also emphasized the profound impact of shame and how it kept her silent for years. She said,
I think I was just confused, just confusion. I didn't understand why he would want to do that. I didn't understand what he meant by it will ruin everything. I mean, I obviously knew there was something not right about it. He was married. I was, like I said, a little girl.
She also shared a touching moment with her retired counselor who had supported her through her healing journey. Clemisher said,
I would not be here today if the shame had not lifted off me. There's no way. My counselor told me that. She's retired. I called her to talk to her, and I said, have you seen what's happening? And she put, nobody watches the news anymore. She was like, I guess not. What's happening? So I told her, and she said, well, you know what's happening. And I said, what? And she said, you're not walking in shame anymore.
After the indictment last week, Clemisher released a powerful statement addressing Morris's alleged abuse, which occurred between 1982 and 1987. She said, after almost 43 years, the law has finally caught up with Robert Morris for the horrific crimes he committed against me as a child. Now, it is time for the legal system to hold him accountable. My family and I are deeply grateful to the authorities who have worked tirelessly to make this day possible and remain hopeful that justice will ultimately prevail. Morris's case will be heard in Osage County District Court because the alleged multiple acts occurred in Hominy, Oklahoma, an Osage County community. Initially, it was thought that criminal charges could not be brought due to the statute of limitations. However, Attorney General Gentner Drummond clarified that the statute of limitations does not apply in this case because Morris was not a resident or inhabitant of Oklahoma at any time. In a confession letter to his congregation before stepping down, Morris admitted to inappropriate sensual behavior with a young lady in a home where I was staying during his early 20s. He described the behavior as petting and not intercourse, and said it happened on several occasions over the next few years. However, Clemisher has vehemently refuted Morris's characterization of the abuse. She stated in an earlier interview, "I was not a young lady," as Gateway's statement said. "I was a child. I was an innocent little girl." Clemisher also revealed that the abuse escalated from inappropriate touching to grape by instrumentation. Clemisher described her wardrobe on the night of the alleged assault in 1982. "I was wearing pink pajamas with bloomer pants over my underwear, and I had on a snap-up robe." The alleged SA continued until Clemisher was 17 years old when she finally told her parents about the years of abuse. On Saturday, Gateway Executive Pastor Nick Lesmeister addressed the congregation, acknowledging the emotional toll of the situation. He said, "I'm sure that stirred up a lot of emotion for you. It stirred up a lot of emotion for us, and reliving our challenging history can be at times odd. We don't know what to do with our emotions."
And I wanted to just briefly update you related to the news that many of you seen by now, the media coverage of Robert Morris, and just let you know that we know that stirred up a lot of emotion for all of us. It stirred up a lot of emotion for us. And we want to be available to pray with you, to pray for you, to support you, to counsel you in any way that we can. And so as we continue to move forward and heal and step into the great things that God's doing in our church, just know that our team is available to you, to pray with you. And last November, our elders made it clear that we had drawn a bright line as a church and we were moving forward. And because we're moving forward and Gateway is no longer involved in this legal matter, we won't be continuing to update you on the proceedings of the case, but we're continuing to pray for everybody that's involved and affected in this matter. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who have been a part of our church family through all of the highs and the lows that we've gone through together. We're so grateful, and we know that God's going to continue to do great things as we're all experiencing Him doing in our church right now.
Since Gateway Church is no longer affiliated with Morris and is not involved in the investigation, the church has stated it will not provide further updates. Clemisher's story is not just about one individual's fight for justice. It is a microcosm of the larger struggle faced by survivors of abuse, particularly within religious institutions. Her journey highlights the importance of believing survivors, holding abusers accountable, and dismantling systems that protect perpetrators. It also underscores the need for transparency and reform within religious organizations to prevent such abuses from occurring in the future. In the end, Cindy Clemisher's decades-long fight for justice is a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of speaking truth to power. Her courage has not only exposed the actions of one man, but has also sparked a much-needed conversation about accountability, integrity, and the need for systemic change within religious institutions. This is a sobering reminder that no one is above accountability, no matter their position or influence. Let us continue to pray for Cindy Clemisher and her family as they seek justice and healing. As the scriptures say, justice will prevail. Thank you for watching Anointed TV. If you found this update informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more news and insights. Let's stand together for truth and justice. Until next time, stay blessed.